Nicola Sturgeon will secure independence as Scotland fumes at the UK's economic turmoil, an expert has told Express. The UK has entered recession after a 20.4% contraction between April and June. The UK's slump is also one of the biggest among advanced economies, according to preliminary estimates. Chancellor Rishi Sunak warned last month that the recession would represent a difficult time for the country. Richard Murphy of Tax Research UK warns that the growing frustrations with the economic crisis will ultimately lead to the breakup of the Union. He said, "In the middle of all this we have Brexit as well as the potential for Scotland to leave the Union." The last Prime Minister to lose a part of the Union was Lloyd George, and he was the last Liberal Prime Minister. If Boris Johnson loses Scotland in the middle of this, is he the last Conservative Prime Minister? I ask this seriously, because he has created a situation where it will happen now. Will Scotland stay? I don't see any way. They will leave at some point. This is the collapse of the whole national morale. Our identity is at threat here if he doesn't get the answers to this economic question right. Mr. Murphy's comments come after the SNP have made significant strides to increase support for a breakup of the Union in Scotland. Polling last month by Panelbase shows 55% in favour of breaking with the Union, with 45% against, an exact reversal of the 2014 referendum result. Last week, Nicola Sturgeon announced she will introduce legislation on the timings and terms for a second independence referendum. The First Minister set out her programme for government in the Scottish Parliament, including plans to help create green jobs and to grow Scotland's digital infrastructure. Despite the threat of a nationalist boost in Scotland, the government has so far left the deadline for the furlough scheme at the end of October, a move Mr. Murphy says may end in catastrophe. He told Express.co.uk that the policy will hurt the Conservative Party unless the scheme is extended. He said, "The day the unemployed realize their children are impacted by this, the government will fear that those people start protesting."